Hello everyone and welcome to Ferris Sports Update on the Bulldog Sports Network. I'm your host Rob Bentley, and today we'll talk men's basketball and look back at a banner season for the Bulldogs during the 2010-2011 campaign. With us today, senior guard Matt DeHart. Matt, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's hard to believe. I know the season's been over for a few weeks, but when you look back, you have to feel good about all the success the Bulldogs had this past season.
I mean, we had a great season. Looking back, GLAC champions, making it to the Sweet 16. We had high hopes and high goals, and I think we accomplished many of those.
I know you mentioned the GLAC championship, making it to the Sweet 16. Those were some of the goals going into the year. As you look back, what were some of the big accomplishments for the team this season?
Big accomplishments. First of all, the 131 Showdown, beating Grand Valley down in Grand Rapids. That was a huge accomplishment. Always to beat your rival Grand Valley is a good feeling, and I mean, great atmosphere. We had an awesome time. Also, hosting the GLAC finals at home. That was another one of our big goals. And like you mentioned, the Sweet 16. Going down there, experiencing that atmosphere and getting to play down there, it was awesome.
Talk about that trip to the Sweet 16 down in Louisville at the regional tournament. The Bulldogs are able to win a couple games. As you look back, how big were those games for your team, and how that set up the stage for the regional championship game?
Going in, first round we played Wayne State, and if you look back, we played them in the GLAC finals and we lost to them by 2 points. So going into the regional quarterfinals, it was awesome having to play Wayne State again and getting your little bit of revenge. And I think the win against them kind of set us up for bigger and better. We went into the second round game playing Drury. We played them earlier in the year, lost by about 15 or 16 during Thanksgiving break, and that was also a revenge game, and put our nose to the grindstone, went to work, got a win, and then we met Bellarmine in the regional finals, and that was probably one of the best atmospheres I've ever played in. Loud, just everybody, it was awesome. I mean,
of course, it's never easy to end your season, but as you look back and you took on the team that ended up winning the national championship in that regional final, that's got to be a great experience that you look back on someday.
Yes, exactly. I mean, whenever you lose to somebody and it ends your career, ends the season, you want that team to go and do and win it all, and that they did. They had a great team, great season, and congrats to them.
Earlier you mentioned the 131 Showdown down at Van Andel in Grand Rapids, one of the bigger games for you this past season. Had a chance to return to your home area close by to Greenville, and talk about the performance of the Bulldogs in that environment and how big of a game that was for your team.
Earlier in the season we played down in Indiana, and we had a very, very close fought game with them, and I think that kind of helped us with the stage at 131 Showdown. Everybody did an awesome job advertising and marketing that, and that brought a stellar crowd out. And I think with that crowd and us playing at Indiana, it kind of set us up to, I don't know, get game ready, if you want to put it that way. Experience a big crowd, and the experience there, I mean, coming down and going into overtime with Grand Valley and setting up one of the biggest games past decade. It was cool.
Individually, you finished your career among the top 10 all-time leaders here at Ferris in three-point field goals, three-point field goal percentage. Did you ever imagine that you'd be able to accomplish those types of things when you came to the Ferris program?
No, I didn't. I just came to Coach Saul. I said, hey, I want to help your team out, and I want to play if that's possible. And thankfully, he gave me the opportunity to do so, and my teammates had faith in me, and I let it all hang out on the court, and thankful.
You had the opportunity to spend the past 4 years playing with a group of seniors besides yourself, Justin Keenan, Lou Williams, and Darian Gay. Talk about the senior class this season and how you guys grew together as a team over the course of your careers.
Well, at the beginning of the season, Coach designated all 4 of us to be seniors. Been around the program for 3 years. Kind of put our heads together and we said, we got to lead this team. We got to do bigger and better things. It's our last season. We got to go out the bang. And I think the beginning of the year, everybody kind of had their own ways, they thought, and wanted to go different directions. And as the season progressed, they kind of took heed from us, and we took heed from them, things that we needed to do better, things that we could work on leadership roles, and it's a combination of everything, and it got us where we were in the Sweet 16. So.
One of those players, Justin Keenan, named the National Player of the Year in Division II basketball. Talk about being able to play along him and how that helped your game and how that helped his game as well.
I mean, whenever you got a person like Justin Keenan, the work ethic and the accolades that he received, it's awesome to say you played with a National Player of the Year, an All-American. With his game, inside out was me and him. I get the ball inside, and with his scoring ability and his technique down low, he'd bring double or triple teams, and I'd just try to find the open spot in the arc along with Darian Gay. And if we got the ball and we had the open shot, Coach had faith in us to shoot it, and thank God some of them went in.
As you look back with all the great experiences you had here at Ferris, what's been maybe the biggest highlight for you playing here for the Bulldogs?
Biggest highlight is just the ability to play and to be out on that court. Coming into college, I never thought I'd be able to play. I was a walk-on, and like I said, Coach Saul gave me the opportunity to play, and just putting on that Bulldog uniform and representing Ferris State was just a big accomplishment for myself.
Talk about how the crowds played a factor this past season. As the year went on, it seemed like the crowds kept getting bigger and bigger, especially at home games, drawing a record crowd for the regular season finale against Grand Valley. And from where you came from as a freshman to where you guys finished, talk about maybe the fan support that you received this past season.
This season was unreal. Going into every game, knowing you had fans behind you, fans cheering for you, compared to my freshman and sophomore year where there was probably maybe 100, 150 people in the gym. Like you said, Grand Valley, it was the biggest venue of fans we've ever had. Just to come out there and every basket or every turnover or every mistake they made, it was just the crowd erupt. It was awesome experience, and it kind of propelled us to play even better basketball. So.
As a plastics engineering major here at Ferris, what's ahead in the days for Matt DeHart?
I have one more year of school. I have to finish 18 credits, and then I'm going to go out and grow up, if you want to put it that way, put basketball aside, and I aspire to be a plastics engineer, like you said, and my ultimate dream goal would be move to the East Coast in the Carolinas somewhere and pick up a plastics job.
Matt, it's been a pleasure following you, and thanks for stopping by the show here today.
Thank you for having me.
That's going to do it for another episode of Ferris Sports Update on the Bulldog Sports Network. A reminder, you can follow all the action of Bulldog athletics online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com.